to sell out.
The road to WrestleMania just took a whole new twist. What seemed like the most boring build-up to WrestleMania in years suddenly turned into the most enticing one, and it all came as a result of one moment of genius. Cody Rhodes gave his honest response to The Rock, who didn't just ask for his soul, but demanded it. In a scathing reply, Cody told The Rock to go F himself and was met with an embrace by Cena and seemingly even acceptance. But that moment turned into a nightmare for the American Nightmare, with The Rock pulling off his greatest move yet, the heel turn of John Cena. Those who have followed Cena throughout his WWE career know that this is something that nobody saw coming. It was one of those things that was just like, yeah, the time has passed for this and it's just too late for it to happen. But it has happened. At long last, John Cena is finally a villain. This was the ultimate twist on the road to WrestleMania, and it was the ultimate twist in John Cena's farewell run. We all expected it to be a wholesome farewell tour where the good old John Cena would be having dream matches and calling it a day, but it's going to be so much more than that. So how exactly is John Cena's heel turn going to change WWE going forward? If Cena can turn heel, it means that there is no exemption as to which superstar can go to the dark side. For some context, Cena revealed that in the build-up to his first match against The Rock in 2011 and 2012, everything was ready for him to finally turn. New music, new gear, etc. But Vince McMahon had cold feet and pulled back on it, never going through with what would have been a definitive masterstroke. So unlike Roman Reigns, Cena was simply never allowed to turn. In the case of Roman Reigns, he knew the writing was on the wall for the big dog character and demanded a change, knowing well that he was in good position to get what he wanted. The far-reaching consequences of Cena's heel turn is that everybody, including Cody Rhodes, could go down the same path. We've said this before, Cody might be at the zenith of his popularity as a babyface, but the non-stop, cynical nature of pro wrestling means that it's only inevitable that he's in that position. To add to it, we're not living in the 80s where a superstar like Hulk Hogan, brother, can be a top babyface for years on end. And even in the case of Hogan, people were getting tired of Hulkamania by the time the mid-90s was rolling around. In a crazy way, John Cena's turn may have just been the blueprint for Cody Rhodes' eventual turn to the dark side. So let's look at the short-term and long-term impact of the heel turn of the century. And yes, it truly was the turn of the century in wrestling. In the short run, we're going to see an incredible feud between Cody Rhodes and John Cena, one that leads to Cody becoming an even bigger star and an even bigger babyface than before. The Rock being the corporate boss may eventually lead to him taking a Mr. McMahon-esque role, and we're already seeing that happening. Whether Cena wins world title number 17 or not is yet to be seen, but a lot of changes are going to be made. It's going to intensify the level of the feud between Cody and Cena, and when you consider how great Cena is on the mic, just imagine what he can do when he's spitting as a heel. When looking back at The Rock's Bad Blood appearance, things finally start to make sense. The Rock lifted 3 fingers up, and now we can see he was simply hitting Cena's iconic pose. The fact that Cena just walked into the post-Rumble press conference and got himself a spot in the Elimination Chamber starts to make a lot more sense. In the short run, we're going to see possibly the best run of Cena's career, and many will be hoping that he's the one to dethrone Cody Rhodes and become the WWE Champion. The fact that WWE reserved a lot of dates and only used 3 of them between early January and March should tell you something. Cody Rhodes could end up winning the WrestleMania main event, and that could actually serve to further fuel the chip on the shoulder that John Cena has. In the long run, it's going to be the benchmark for how WWE executes such shocking turns. The reality is that you can't have such moments on a yearly basis, a bi-yearly basis, or even just every few years. There are only so many stars of that caliber, let alone those who are such big heroes that a turn seems that shocking. Thankfully, WWE has such a person in Cody Rhodes, and the day he turns is going to be a shocking one. This really turns into a matter of when Cody becomes a villain and not if. One thing we can say now for sure is that when isn't going to be anytime soon, nor should it be. Whether Cena becomes a world champion or not, this turn alone is going to make his final run into must-see television. Imagine a motivated Cena, one who has cleared out a large part of his calendar year to dedicate it to WWE. You're going to start seeing a lot more of him going forward, and John Cena looks like he's going to be the guy to continue to take WWE further into this Renaissance era. It truly goes to show just how much perception can change in just one swift moment. A lot of fans were talking about how Triple H was losing grip on the consistent quality of TV he was putting out. And while there certainly can be some arguments made in the favor about the women's division, it also shows you that there are still huge plans being made. We're as thrilled and excited about this as you are, so if you have any ideas or how Cena's turn will rock WWE, let us know in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching.